Welcome to the SkyWalker channel. People, let us talk about these pale and black populations, about this sorcery by which they use to deceive you. Mind science used for evil is sorcery. Many of us love to style up and have silently chosen in their heart to give up even heaven, a golden age creation, for styling. But they expect us all to do the same. My people, Jamaica's constitution was never ours. The lease it showed and the ritual of containment was all for somebody else. Jamaica is not sovereign, and the reason is simple. We never altered our own constitution. We never declared our independence. We accepted a lease agreement disguised as liberation. We celebrated a flag, a date, and a ceremony, but the legal structure, the spiritual order, and the symbolic tone remained foreign. The Jamaica Independence Act of 1962 was passed in the British Parliament. The Constitution was issued by the Queen's Privy Council. The Governor General was installed as her representative, and the final Court of Appeal remained in London. That is not freedom, that is containment. The Constitution was not passed by the Jamaican Parliament. It was issued by the Queen by and with the advice of her Privy Council. That means our foundational legal document was born in Britain, not in Jamaica. The Constitution defines Parliament as consisting of the Queen, the Senate, and the House of Representatives. That means every law passed in Jamaica must still be approved by the Queen's representative, the Governor General. Even the process of amending the Constitution is designed to be difficult, which the best way to do it is just to ignore it. We don't have to acknowledge it because it wasn't ours anyway. All we have to do is just do what we do. Some sections of this Constitution require a two-thirds majority in both houses. Others require a referendum. But the core structure, the fact that the Queen is head of state, remains untouched. Listen, the people are sovereign. All you have to do is go to the people. This is not just symbolic, it's structural, right? So there's no damn symbolic thing that they are telling us about. It's structural. The Governor General can declare a state of emergency. He can appoint a Chief Justice. He can dissolve Parliament. These powers are not ceremonial, they are constitutional and they are rooted in colonial authority. The people interact with the arms of the crown every day. The Prime Minister, members of Parliament, councillors, police, judges, clerks, all extensions of the same throne. Every parish is touched. Every file returns to the center. Every prayers, every oath, every ceremony echoes back to the throne. It's like giving them a kind of omniscience. This is how the crown remains omnipresent and omnipotent. The Queen of England was represented in all 13 colonies. Today, she is represented in Jamaica. The Governor General bows before her throne. He prays, he gives thanks, he governs in her name, and the people look on, believing it is divine order. But it is colonial order, it is symbolic containment, it is the same substitution that began with the story of Saul in the Bible. As you see before, we used to know that it's God internal that makes man the divine, right? So God internal, man divine. So we found definition from within, and while others, the other people around us, they look for definition from outside, and in that way, you crucify Christ. So in First Samuel 8, is it First Samuel 8? The people of Israel demand a king. Not because they lacked leadership, but because they wanted to be like the other nations. They wanted a figure to go before them in battle, a man they could see, touch, and crown. Samuel wants them, God wants them, but they insist. And here's the key line: they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. These are the words. Symbolically, what God is saying, they have not rejected you, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. God, internal, man, divine. When you remove, look within to look without, you are crucifying, actually, literally crucifying Christ. The Son of Man is dying. That's not a metaphor either. That's a divine diagnosis. The people didn't just ask for a king, they rejected the spiritual order. They chose hierarchy over intimacy, they chose ritual over relationship, right? You can have your personal relationship with God, someone else can't have it for you. From that moment, kings became gods in practice. They became diviners and definers. They interpreted the will of heaven and imposed it on earth. They became the middlemen of mind, of meaning, and the people lost soul. Today's leaders are no different. They perform ceremony, they speak of progress, but they bow before the same throne. They act as caretakers for empire while pretending to serve the people. They delay, they distract, they dilute. And the people, they are tributaries. They labor to empower the master society. They pay taxes, they follow laws, they surrender autonomy. They are sacrifices, and their position before the throne is prostration, always showing surrender, especially the tributary nations, or today you call them colonies. These are leached upon to feed the firstborn of other nations, or the other nations that are treated like firstborns. This is the ritual of kingship. So they leech on one tributary nation to feed their own people. And it goes deeper. There was a war older than any recorded battle. Let's name it Sapanin, the war that's hidden, or as your Bible says, Zephaniah, the oldest war, a ritual of conquest, sacrifice, and domination that predates written history. One group of kings drank from the human skulls. They used human skins as pillowcases. They saw the sons of men as lambs, the sons of man, not men, the sons of man, as lambs to be slaughtered. They were shepherd kings, lords of hosts, conquerors who demanded blood, and so they needed sacrifice. All day, every day, they, they will steal your possessions, your blood, and your energy. They will leech on man, and freedom comes, but only with the awakening. The conquered paid homage, they bowed, they offered their children, they became sacrifices, they are tricked into a ritual of agreement with death. Today, that ritual is obscured, but it still exists. The scriptures were defiled, the truth was buried in symbolism, the slaves were taught to agree with death, to affirm their own sacrifice, to baptize their children into the pool of surrender, to christen them after birth, to birth, birth them like cargo, to accept marine birth as natural when it is ritual. The birth certificate is not a celebration, it is a transfer of ownership. It initiates a legal identity that the state uses to project future labor value bundled into national debt instruments and population based bonds. It passes the child from parent to state, from man to master, from freedom to file. And to Africa, where the most children are being born, now they will turn their attention. But freedom comes with this awakening. You become just a valuable file to them, one to drain and exploit. And that file can be used to justify extraction, not traded directly, but used to forecast the value of the population, to build systems of control. So they will say, go ahead and have more children. Most people don't know this, but in a colonized country like Jamaica, there is always a throne, always a master, always a ritual of submission. In the ancient days, they were the tributaries, but today, these are the colonies. They exploited and looted our people through these well, throughout the ages. They exploited and looted our people to the degree that Most of our land has become alien countries to us. Greece is a country too alien to us today. It was ours. And Rome and the Vatican are built on our ancestors' bones. Yes, many Ethiopians believe that the Ganges is on foreign land, but that river is in eastern Ethiopia. Yes, India is in eastern Ethiopia. And the god of Greece is Zeus of Ethiopia. The god of Greece is Zeus of Ethiopia because our terrains were vast and they wound us down all the time, bringing us to from small masses of land to from huge masses of land, I should say, to small islands. The Governor General bows before that throne, the throne of these shepherd kings and shepherds of men, those that have torn the flesh in the most beastly of manner. The Governor General pays homage and praise to the predator, for we are seen as praise, Preys, not Prays. I'm saying we are seen as praise to the predator, no puns, but simple truth. Truth held beneath your eyelids until yourself is awake. The awakening, the awakening is this day. The Earth airplane. You know that airplane that you are on that soars through space at a magnificent pace. It has just soared through a portal. It exited a portal into heaven's gate, and it is your time to rise. The energies are changing, my people, and the energies are yours. So awake and see. By now, you must be seeing the pattern I talked about forever. Like people who were listening to me for a long time should have seen a lot of things change since the day they said that I was impossible because everything is happening 100% just the way I said them, right? The Governor General gives thanks that he governs 144 square miles of crown land, and the people look up and say, "That is our God. He's thanking." But it is not the God of our ancestors. It is the God of empire. This is the God who gave him the land to rule over, not our ancestors. The God of conquest, he's praying to. It couldn't be our ancestors. Come on. Those that conquered and still want to conquer, those are gods. He have to pay homage. Those that rule over the unrulable and own the unownable, like land. Hmm? Even our own birthright that they deny us, they claim to rule. They say they are God of all gods, but they are the gods of containment. They are the ones that contain us. That's why we have to be talking about independence, reparations, and constitutional reform. It's always to get out of being contained. Every altar in every church represents that throne, the throne of those that say they are nobles. Every law in the Constitution enforces that throne. And if you are black, the law impugns you by your hair, by your culture, by your redeem, by your resistance. All these things that's natal to you must become your shame in their eyes. And that's how they control you. The image of the master becomes the image of God, and that's how they control you. That is prescribed and enforced in both the aggressive and the subtle way. By these sorceries, they control you. Mind science used for sorcery. Mind science used for evil is sorcery. That's why your first doll was white, to teach you what beauty looks like, to teach you what power looks like, to teach you what to worship, what gods look like. That's why you bleach your skin to escape the image of the Lamb, to become acceptable before the throne. But aren't you that Lamb, the Lamb that was slain, whose robe is torn up into all these multiple pieces and was stolen? Aren't you the Son of Man, whose blood was shed, but no, you agree with death and demand the blood of the Son of Man? I hear you demanding the blood of the Son of Man all day to wash the street, just like a lion washes in the blood of the antelope. Why are, but by the way, as I said it, but you do, The flesh and the blood you use for sacrifice, and you say it's symbolic, and you say it's not real blood. You say it's not real flesh. You say it's wine, but you deliver it as blood and flesh of the Son of Man. Why are you fooled by the simplest of sorcery? You have an agreement with the selling of your children to sacrifice. You have an agreement with death. These are the truths that's under your eyelids. Sometimes your governments understand this, but they are colonial pawns on both sides, PNP and JLP. They perform ceremony, they speak of progress, but they bow before the same throne, the throne of a beastly one. And here's the final truth. You cannot build a nation with economics alone. Mm-mm. You must first cultivate the mindset, the obvious. Give each person $1 million and they will lose it in a week because the mindset is poor. The spirit is colonized. The throne is still occupied. Until the people rise from prostration, the ritual continues. Until the people declare their own constitution, the sacrifice continues. Until the people reject the throne, the worship continues. This is not just commentary, this is correction. The throne must fall, the people must rise, the ritual must end, because heaven is at hand, right before your fingertips. This was a Skywalker no nonsense commentary. Thanks for watching.